Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers, a team that has been a powerhouse in the NFL for quite some time now. And yet, even in their strength, there are always areas that need attention, that need strategic moves to keep their Super Bowl aspirations alive and well. Right now, one of the most talked about issues surrounding the Niners is their safety position. And trust me, this isn't just small talk. It's a critical factor that could influence their entire season. You see, after losing TALOHA Hufanga in free agency, who was, for a long time, considered a cornerstone of their secondary, the team faced a real challenge in filling that void. And it's not just about losing Hufanga. It's about who's stepping into that role and whether they can perform at the level needed to contend at the highest NFL stage. Hufanga's departure was a significant blow. He's a dynamic player, known for his aggressive style, playmaking ability, and his knack for making game-changing plays. Losing him in free agency was a calculated move by the 49ers, who, as you all know, are always balancing their salary cap and roster needs. But the replacements? Well, that's where things get interesting. The primary candidates to step into that safety spot are Ji'Ayir Brown and Jason Pinnock. Brown, who was drafted last year out of Penn State, showed promise but missed OTAs this offseason with an ankle injury. That's right, an ankle injury kept him sidelined during a crucial period of team integration and playbook learning. It's a setback, but one that the 49ers are hopeful he can overcome quickly. On the other hand, we have Jason Pinnock, who signed a one-year deal with San Francisco this offseason. Pinnock is a versatile player who has seen playing time with the New York Jets. He's not a household name yet, but he's a solid, dependable presence in the secondary, capable of stepping up when needed. But the problem here is that neither of these options provides the stability and experience that Hufanga brought to the table. They're more like stopgaps, and that's why the buzz around the NFL is that the 49ers might be looking to add a more proven safety, someone who can step in right now and make an impact. And that's where the name Jordan Whitehead comes into the picture. For those of you who follow the NFL closely, Whitehead isn't a stranger. He's a player with a lot of experience, a guy who's shown he can be a playmaker. Just 2 years ago, with the New York Jets, Whitehead logged a career-high 4 interceptions and tied a personal best 9 pass breakups. That kind of production is exactly what the 49ers need right now. You see, Whitehead is a player who's familiar with Robert Sale's system, Sale being the Jets' head coach and, of course, one of the most respected defensive minds in the league. That familiarity could make a huge difference in how quickly Whitehead could integrate into the 49ers' defense and start contributing. Bleacher Report's Moe Motton pointed out that, while Whitehead didn't force many turnovers last season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a reunion with Sale could spark another productive year. And that's no small detail. Sale's defense with the Jets has historically been aggressive, disciplined, and opportunistic, and Whitehead thrived in that environment. The potential signing makes a lot of sense for the 49ers, especially considering the injury to Malik Mustafa, who tore his ACL in January and is expected to miss several weeks of the upcoming season. That injury leaves a significant gap in the safeties depth chart, and Whitehead could very well fill that void as a temporary starter, providing stability until Mustafa recovers. Now, let's talk about Mustafa for a moment. He's a promising young safety, known for his raw athleticism and instincts. But the ACL tear is serious, and ACL recoveries typically take several months, sometimes even longer. The 49ers can't afford to wait that long to get a reliable starter on the field. That's why bringing in someone like Whitehead isn't just a good idea. It might be an essential move for their season. It's about ensuring that their secondary remains strong, versatile, and capable of handling the explosive offenses they'll face throughout the year. But of course, money is always a factor. the 49ers have been busy this offseason. They've handed out lucrative extensions to Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and Fred Warner, three core pieces of their roster. They also made a trade for Bryce Huff, adding even more talent to their defensive front. All these moves have put the team's cash spending in a pretty high position, ranked third in the league for 2025, according to some reports. That means the front office is careful about spending, and it raises the question, how much will they be willing to invest in a safety like Whitehead? There's a balancing act here. On one hand, the team needs immediate help in their secondary. On the other, they must stay within their financial limits, especially with so many key players already locked into big contracts. It's a tightrope walk, but if the 49ers want to keep their Super Bowl window open wide, making strategic moves at this point in the offseason could make all the difference. Impact players like Whitehead can provide the depth and experience that elevates the entire defense, especially when injuries happen or when players are still developing. Now, I want to give you some background on how this kind of decision fits into the broader picture of the 49ers' recent history. Since their last Super Bowl appearance in 2019, the team has been consistently competitive, thanks to a combination of smart drafting, aggressive free agency, and great coaching. Head coach Kyle Shanahan has built a culture of resilience and innovation. But in recent seasons, especially after that Super Bowl run, injuries and roster changes have challenged their depth, especially in secondary positions. That's why every move counts. Think about the 2022 season, when the 49ers had to combat injuries across the board. They managed to stay competitive largely because of their depth and coaching adjustments. But this year, with the NFL becoming more pass-heavy and offenses more explosive than ever, the safety position is more critical than ever. The league is full of elite quarterbacks and receivers, and even the smallest misstep in the secondary can turn into a big play against them. That's why adding a player like Whitehead makes so much sense. He's experienced, versatile, and familiar with the SAIL defensive system, which is a huge advantage for quick integration. Now I want you to picture this. The 49ers, with a safety core that includes Whitehead, Brown, and Pinnock, creates a formidable back end. That's a unit that can match up with the best defenses in the league, from the high-flying Eagles to the explosive Chiefs and Bills. It's about creating a defense that's not just good, but elite, one that can carry the team in tough playoff games. And that's the ultimate goal for San Francisco, to take that next step and bring home another Lombardi trophy. But let's not forget, this is all happening in the context of a very competitive NFC West. The Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals are all trying to find their footing, and every move the 49ers make could tip the balance of power. The Seahawks, under Pete Carroll, have been rebuilding smartly, and Geno Smith has shown he can lead a high-powered offense. The Rams are always dangerous with their Super Bowl-winning roster, and the Cardinals, well, they're in a bit of a rebuild, but they have talent that can surprise if everything clicks. So for the 49ers, locking down their secondary, especially at safety, is about maintaining their edge in this division. Now, looking ahead, the NFL season is always unpredictable, but one thing is clear. The 49ers are committed to competing at the highest level. They're always looking for ways to improve, whether through draft picks, free agency, or strategic trades. The potential signing of Jordan Whitehead could be a key piece in their puzzle, filling a need, providing leadership, and giving them flexibility. It could be the move that helps them overcome injuries, keep their defense stout, and push for another deep playoff run. And as fans, we always want to see our team succeed. We cheer for the big plays, the clutch moments, and of course, that shiny Lombardi trophy at the end of the season. The 49ers have a rich history, with iconic players like Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and Ronnie Lott, who define what it means to be a 49er. Today, that legacy continues with players like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and Brandon Ayuk leading the charge. But every great team also needs smart, strategic moves, like adding a seasoned safety who knows how to make a difference when it counts. Now, I want to bring it back to the fans. As passionate 49ers supporters, you know the importance of every single game, every play, and every decision. Whether it's a draft pick, a free agent signing, or a coaching adjustment, it all adds up to the bigger picture of chasing that Super Bowl dream. And right now, with the safety position being a bit uncertain, the potential addition of someone like Whitehead could be a game changer. It's about safeguarding that back end, ensuring that the team's defense remains one of the best in the league, and setting the stage for a playoff run that could end with that coveted Lombardi trophy. But I also want to remind you, this is a dynamic situation. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises. Some moves happen quietly, others create a buzz across the league. The 49ers are known for their disciplined approach, balancing their roster, cap space, and strategic needs. So while we're talking about Whitehead today, keep in mind that nothing is set in stone. The front office is always watching, always analyzing, always preparing for the next big move. And that's part of what makes following this team so exciting. You never know what's coming next. Before I wrap up, I want to mention how important it is for us, as fans, to stay engaged and informed. We are the heartbeat of this team's support, and every opinion, every comment, and every share helps keep the passion alive. The NFL season is long, intense, and filled with ups and downs, but with a dedicated fan base like ours, the 49ers always have that extra edge. So whether it's through social media, podcasts, or watching the games, let's continue to be the loudest, most passionate supporters out there. That energy, that belief can truly make a difference. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the team should go all in on Whitehead? Or do you believe they have enough in their current roster? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the season has in store for our beloved team. Keep the faith, stay passionate, and let's get ready for an exciting run ahead.